Hey, what's up, guys? This is a bit of a bittersweet day. This is the last day that I've got this guy. This is our Tesla Model X. We've had it for about a year and a half, and today's the last day it's going to be here at home with us. So I just wanted to make a little video about why we're making this decision. A little bit about why we bought it in the first place. I mean, I love these cars. I love Tesla. I really think they're making the best cars in the world right now, by far. And the first time I test drove one years ago, I compare it to when you used to have a flip phone and used to use one of those old school flip phones, and then you pick up an iPhone and you start using an iPhone for the first time. It's like it's that different. The whole driving feeling, the whole experience is completely different. And it's true. Nice things like this, they can actually make your experience of kind of everyday life just a little better. It's freezing right here in the winter. We were never cold in this car. You just pull out the app, you preheat it. The heat is instant because it's electric. We're not standing outside getting gas. It's a lot cheaper in terms of gas compared to electricity. There's so many cool features. It's so fast. It's fun to drive. Technology is amazing. Autopilot, very cool. It's one of the coolest cars and one of the best driving experiences you can have. And once you drive one of these things and then you get into another car, it's like you're stepping back in the Stone Ages or something. I really think that this is how cars should be in 2018 or 2019, I should say. This is, when you drive one of these, it's like, oh, okay, this is what a car could be and what a car should be right now. I mean, I could go on and on. I'm a huge fan of Tesla. I'm a huge fan of Elon Musk. Love his big vision, his guts that he has to just do crazy things. But that raises the question, why are you selling it? I mean, we all know this is an expensive car, right? Many years ago, my wife and I discovered Dave Ramsey. We didn't have that much debt at the time, but we got rid of the debt we did have, and we lived without any debt at all, no car debt or anything, for many years. And it's great. It's amazing free feeling. I recommend anyone struggling with debt definitely go down that road because it will really change your life. But then I started some other businesses, including this one, started to get more successful, earning a little more. And like I said, ever since I discovered Tesla and test drove, I knew I wanted one. It was just amazing. Dave Ramsey has this quote where he says, poor people ask how much down and how much a month, and rich people ask how much. And, I had started going down the path of asking how much a month rather than how much. And, the reason for this is because I think it's just like a lack of being willing to wait, a lack of patience. I knew I wanted one of these cars. It was a goal. And I started thinking like, man, I don't want to wait years to save up all this money and then dump it all. Why not have it right now? I can afford the monthly payment, and truthfully, logically, it made sense when we bought it, and it still makes sense. It's a small percentage of our monthly income, the monthly payment. It's still a big payment, but it's not taking a huge bite out of the monthly amount. But, that feeling really only lasted for maybe the first 6-8 months or so, where you didn't really notice the payment. But then after that, it starts to really become a burden. And you start to see this money coming out every month, and you're thinking, wow, I'm paying this much, and I still got years to go. I still got to pay all this extra money that I still owe on the car. And it really started to feel like a weight, like a burden. And I really clued into this when, I started making other decisions based on this car. Like, we love to travel. We love to go and like maybe live somewhere cool, fly down somewhere cool and live there for 3 weeks or a month or something with our kids. And I started thinking, well, I don't want to go and travel for a month because I got this car sitting at home and it's going to cost me, it's costing me a lot every month. So I want to use it. I don't want to sit here. So then I thought, man, this is actually affecting my freedom. Having this vehicle is actually affecting my decisions in a negative way. I'm putting things aside that should be or used to be more important to me than just a car. So after a year and a half of having the car payment, the burden just kind of got to me, and I decided, I don't want to keep asking how much a month. I want to ask how much and get rid of this debt. And the thought of, dumping our next $60K into a car, I knew it wasn't wise. I knew it wasn't the right thing right now. And I also didn't want to keep going with a monthly payment. So the decision became pretty clear at that point. Even though it was painful, my wife and I wrestled with the decision for many months, actually going back and forth. But it just became more and more clear that this is what we needed to do, at least for now. And you know what? If we go even deeper underneath the logical stuff there, it's like there's an identity thing with this car. It's very popular kind of in the entrepreneurial circles, and I just tied up too much identity in it. And we all do this with things, right? It's hard not to. And I mean, I'm not against nice things, don't get me wrong, obviously, but, you know, a lot of times we tie our identity to this. For me, it was, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm building successful businesses. I want people to recognize that and see that when they see me pull up in this car, or even for myself, when I get into this car, I want to feel good about myself and, how successful I am. And, guys, it's all this is fleeting, right? I know that when I'm gone, my kids, my grandkids are not going to care which car I drove, even probably what I did for a living. And I think we can wrap up too much of our identity in this. And I think there's a dangerous message, the trap that I kind of fell into. It's a lot of influencers online, especially in the entrepreneurial kind of do-it-yourself world of business. It's a lack of patience. It's just like, just get it now. And who cares if it raises your monthly expenses by a lot? That's just going to, make you accountable to earn more. It's just going to help you produce more if there's more on the line. And I kind of fell into thinking that. I thought, well, if we raise our lifestyle, like, sure, it costs us more every month, but that will just make me come up with ways to earn more money. Man, I got to tell you, this doesn't work. And if it does work, it's not a good way to live. Like, why live like that? Why set yourself up that you're always on the wheel, right? Always got to do more and more and more and more and more. It's just stressful. And I found that I was making short-term decisions because I would think, okay, I'm sick of this monthly payment, so maybe I can just pay this car off like ASAP. So then I'd be thinking, in my business, how can I bring in the most amount of money in the shortest time possible so I can pay off this car? And that's not a good way to run a business. So now it's like this car is affecting my personal decisions, affecting my business decisions, thinking short-term gain instead of long-term sustainability. This way of thinking, it's just like, it might seem motivating at first, but it robs you of your freedom, because now you're a slave to these things that you've put in your life, these burdens that you've created for yourself. You're a slave to those. You actually start out in the name of freedom, right? We all start our own businesses or start doing our own thing because we want more freedom and control over our time and decisions. And then we create all these obligations and debts and burdens that actually steal our freedom. We're getting rid of this car. We bought a new van. It's still a nice car, and we can be completely debt-free. And so we're going back to the debt-free lifestyle. I do have to say, though, this is not going to be our last Tesla. I have every intention, I have every goal of buying a new one. So a couple of years down the road, you might see another video of me with a new Model 3 or a new Model X. But I made a commitment to myself that the next time we're going to buy a Tesla, I'm going to be writing a check to pay for the whole thing. Remember how much, not how much a month. All right? Something for you guys to think about. I hope you enjoyed this kind of departure, a little something different than the regular content I put out on this channel. But do me a favor, if you're not subscribed already, definitely hit that subscribe button, and we'll talk to you again soon.